is just like the people like me, and I used to trim them like crazy because I trim them where I was going to have my boonie hike, and then sometimes the horse people trim them. So here's a trail here, so and there's markers, you know, and then here's a tree with a marker, and it also has a vine going up it. And there's another swamp, and can you see the green down there? That swamp still has green in it from the sun because it doesn't have a lot of tree covering. So I have the sun shining on the water, heating the water up, making algae. So I got green in the pond, and I'm sure 5 days ago that pond was froze because, like I say, it got down to like 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're on our way to, earlier we hit Davison Lake. Now we're on our way to Mud Lake. And here's another. So there is power lines back here because we have electricity, and the power lines go through this state land. And what happens is when we get windstorms or ice storms or snowstorms, you get all these trees, and the branches of the trees fall down onto the power lines. So here's a power line. I'll show you the power line here. So there's a power line there coming through the swamp. So what the power company has done is they've come through here and tried to chop, like 5 years ago, there was trees right up to the power line, both sides. But then, like, I think the last time an ice storm hit, we were out of power for like 13 days. Everybody was so mad. The power line basically came out here and chopped the crap out of the woods to clear it. So you can kind of see how now there's a big opening. But that power line goes right down through that swamp. Don't ask me how they got that pole in that swamp. So now we're going, like I say, this is more of we're getting into more hilly land. This is absolutely gorgeous back here. Oh my Lord. This is so beautiful back here. Here's the more vines. We've got these vines that are coming up these trees all over the place because that's what vines do. Vines are paid. If they don't climb the trees, they don't get their money. So they're paid to climb up all these trees, and they're all over. And it's so thick. In the summer, you can imagine what it looks like here in the summertime. It is like a jungle because all these trees, all these branches have leaves on them. And besides leaves, there's bugs, flies, mosquitoes. But it's surprising because if I dress like this, if I wear my boonie hat and I wear a long sleeve shirt, I don't get bothered by this. I don't even put anything on. I really don't get bothered too much by the mosquitoes or the flies or anything. I'm not sure why. There's more vines. So now you can see we're in some thick stuff, but I don't know if you can see in the distance, we're coming up to some high canopy trees. So it means that the ground, the undergrowth is going to be open. And here's a tree that is fell, and somebody has put these logs in front of it. So if they're running their mountain bikes or something back here, they basically can hit that and go over. So I got to step over that carefully, which I did. They only have that on the one side, so they must be going the same direction I am. And we have berries. I love taking pictures of these berries. Got all these little berries on the trees. The birds love the berries. So there's always food. What does the Bible say? God takes care of the birds, so don't worry about yourself. If he's going to take care of the birds, he's going to take care of you. So There's always something out here for the animals to eat. How you doing, Jerry? Jerry says amen, and I say amen to that too, Jerry. Definitely. So happy that we have a stable platform, that we've met people like Jerry, and I've been meeting people. These raids are tremendous. I've been meeting people from all over the world on these raids, and I stay in their stream because that's what I like to do. And before you know it, I got another gift sub. It's like, holy cow, you guys are so generous. And here's another. You can see how it's all clay here. I'm trying to get my chat back. I lost my chat window. See if I can figure out. There it goes. Okay. So we're coming up to the high. So now it's thick in here, but you can see, and I'll show you, like I was saying, it's all old farmland, and I can show you what the farmers did. So just imagine, let me put this around. Imagine you were back here 150 years ago. 150 years ago, you were here on January 5th, and there's no snow, but you know anytime you could have a foot of snow. And you have to make sure you got firewood, you have to make sure you got food, you have to make sure everything. So all summer long, you are not goofing around. You're working your butt off to prepare for the upcoming winter. And what they did, I got pictures online of what this property looked like back in the 1870s when it was all farmland. But what they did on the farmland is on the property lines, they didn't cut the trees. So watch this. On the property lines, they didn't cut the trees. So you're going to see right down through here is a property line. You can see the trees are all bigger because this is a property. And I can even show you old fence. There's an old fence in here. So there's a property line. There's the rocks. They piled up all the rocks on the property line. So here's a property line. Here's the rocks. Goes down into the swamp. So they didn't cut the trees on the property line because that was the border between the people who own the property on this side and the people who own the property on this side. So they basically piled up all the rocks. And there's a rock pile back here. Someday, one of my streams, I'll take you to a rock pile. You've never seen a rock pile as big as this in your entire life. This rock pile is probably 100 yards long, horseshoe shaped on the side of a hill. It's unbelievable. See if I can find some of this fence in here. I always trip on the fence. But you can see just like an old, see if I can find some fencing in here.